Hello and welcome to a very special sneak peek into the upcoming release for Penpot. This is going to be a huge release and I wanted to share you a bit of everything. I wanted to share you a bit of the new UI, completely new overhaul for the UI, super cool and slick. Then you'll see a bit of the grid layout, new feature, which is amazing, how much of the CSS layout, grid CSS layout you're going to enjoy. And of course, you're going to see a bit of the new component system, which is very, very exciting. And overall, here and there, small changes that make the whole experience so much enjoyable. So I hope you like it. And please, if you like it, just tell us and also share it because, you know, the more the merrier. All right, so let's start by looking at a very simple example of how grid layout works to show you a bit of its potential. So if I hover, Penpot tells me, okay, there's a grid layout here somewhere. I'm going to add a new row. So I double click and I can see I'm now in edit mode. So this is a very specific grid layout edit mode. I want to add a new row. I'm going to give that the same height in pixels. This is for the password field. So perfect. Since I have a button component for this form, I'm going to add another row. I'm going to use that later. Again, I just drag a bit that and then input the same pixel or height. Exit edit mode, and now I want to start designing this a little bit. So Penpot understands that if I want to duplicate a component within a grid, the most obvious next place should be given for free. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Penpot. I'm going to change the text there. That's the password label. Same with this component. This is actually a flex component. I used flex for this. Duplicate, yeah, most obvious place, and I have that for free. I'm going to change again the text so it's very obvious that it's a different thing. Perfect. So I had prepared this extra row I mentioned because it turns out, yes, I had this other button component, two buttons within a flex layout component. I'm going to, instead of automatically placing, I'm going to kind of drag and drop and manually position this. So I can do both. I can do automatic positioning, but also manual position. Now this is a flex layout that had a fixed width, but I don't want that behavior within this grid. So I'm going to give it 100% width. So automatically changes the width based on the grid behavior. Again, this is auto. This column that has auto. So you can see that if I drag and drop, I move the width, the flex component also reacts accordingly. Let's see a more complicated case. As you can see here, we have some sort of layout already prepared. It could be a website, it could be a landing page, it could be anything really. It has a series of defined cells and columns. In particular, I have a sidebar here, a fixed sidebar that has 300 pixels width. The rest is automatic. So yeah, I have some text already prepared for you. But the most important thing is that I also have some elements that I have previously prepared, some cards that I'm going to add to the layout. These components are made, by the way, but with flex layouts and are ready to be adapted to any site, any cell, any grid. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reuse that. So for instance, I drag and drop this one. I say I want the grid element to be adjusted automatically by width. I'm going to do the same with these different components. In this case, my priority is the height. So there you are. I keep adding this. Let's just move this text over here and have some more room for this other component, this card 01. Yeah, so you have this already ready. I have some images prepared. I'm actually going to change a bit the images that I have. So I simply select the card, go deep into the image itself, and use the fill option to go from an image to another one in my image library. I'm going to do that again. Again, just simply make use of the new option to switch between images through my grid. And then the grid automatically adjusts responsively based on the width. So now, what if I could also have the code for all this? Easy. I select the grid and I go to Inspect Code. And here I have both the CSS and the HTML. Let's first copy the CSS code. I have this code pen already set up. Copy that. Let's do that the same with the HTML. Again, here, easy. And since Penpot is using code standards and open web standards, it automatically generates pixel perfect code. So here you are. And of course, let's do a bit of an inspect here using the browser. And if I change the div width, you cannot see that exactly how it's been applied, but this is the inspect tool being used. Yeah, it changes very fluidly and automatically. All right, so we are going to show you a new feature that is being brought by the new release. It's a massive update on the component system. So here I have a button that I want to change. I don't like this component. I want to switch it perhaps from tertiary to primary. So let's do that. Really love how the color works for this component. So I go to my right side panel, click on the buttons option, and of course Penpot already understands that I want to navigate through the buttons category. And here you can see the tertiary and the options that I have. This is a flex component, by the way. So yeah, let's click and swap instantly to this new design component. Voila. Bam! Well, stay tuned for more amazing content related to this next major release that's coming.